Hey guys, I did a really fun transformation on my client the other day that I thought you guys would enjoy. So if you do want to see this pattern and formula, just stay tuned.
I've been running for so long, I'm clear about the path I was on. I was breathless, my heart restless. Every turn felt like it was wrong, but I kept going to show I was strong. Pushing to my own song.
As you can see, her before is obviously colored. We've been coloring it for a while, and she has new growth. It's been about 3 months since we've done her hair, so we are obviously covering up her natural hair growing in, which has gray. She's about 40%, and then some old color. Now I'm going to start out with a retouch. I use equal parts of 505 and 506N of Matrix So Color. That is their gray coverage line. I'm only using like 15 volume. I just mixed 10 and 20 together. I did not want to use 20. Of course, that's usually recommended for gray coverage, but I did not find it covers just fine. She has very fine hair, and I don't want it to bring it like really much lighter. I just want to cover the gray and just bump up her base just a bit.
If you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired.
After applying her root retouch, I go right over and mix up 3 formulas. This is the first formula, 6C, 6R, 6N, and 4RV. I don't mix these equal parts. I mix them according to what I want for her tone. This is for her base. Then I mix up her highlight, which is Blonde Dimensions and 10 volume only. And then her low light is going to be 6N and 4N. Not a lot of the 4N. I don't want it to be like a 4. I just want it to be a little bit richer than a 6. I'm starting off with the low light, and then I put the base in between, and then I do a highlight, and then put the base in between. I just kind of alternate sections, doing a thick stitch weave because I want them to stand out. Like I said, her hair is fine, and I want to add that dimension in there. So in order to do that, we need to make sure that the stitch is weaved thick enough so it actually shows pretty well, because if I make them too fine, they're just all gonna blend in. Now, even though she does have a root color on, when I apply the lightener to the foil, I do upwards blend in the lightener into the color. It's fine. It'll add a touch of lightness and break that up a little bit. I don't need it to be really bright. I also do the same thing when I apply the low light. As for the color I apply in between the foils, which is the red, I apply it only from mid shaft, and I sweep it up into her root, but I don't apply it to her ends. I don't run it through yet until I am done applying all the color, all the foils. And then after I finish with that is when I go run the rest of the color through to the ends.
I'm alone, I'm a broken home. I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go, I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of guessing time. Father. I fell where my demons dwell. My own little nightmare, I call it hell. Oh well.
Now I'm making the water kind of tepid, room temperature, not too warm, but not really cold. I rinse out the base formula in between, which is the red, and I'm not worried about the root right now because that's not red, but I don't want it to bleed onto the blend that we have because I only used 10 volume. I didn't want to make it really bright, and I don't want to pink it out with the red tone to it. So by keeping it at a tepid temperature, it helps assure that it will not do that. Then I go through, pull out the foil, but rinsing with that chilly water while I pull the foil out until all of the color is rinsed from the hair. I will be toning her blonde. I wanted to give her a nice relaxing shampoo first, and I'm going to lightly towel blot her hair to get most of the moisture. And I'm going through to decide. I never decide what I'm going to tone somebody with until I see the result after the color is rinsed out. But for her, even though it was pretty even, the color looked really good, I still want to put a glaze on it to help seal all the color in. So I used the shades Gloss 9N with some 9GI. This way it kind of neutralizes any brassy tones but kind of leaves it warm to go along with her other colors. And you can see as it's processing, it looks beautiful with the brown, the red, and the blonde. And I'm really excited to see this color. So I'm bummed. I totally thought I was filming doing her haircut because I wanted to show you guys how I did her trim. However, I did not, but I did film me styling it. She has very, very fine hair and natural texture and curl to it, so I thought it'd be neat just to kind of show you how I do the hair with that and how I prep it. I used the guts from Redken for her roots and I blend it down, and then I used the velvet gelatin from Redken, which is number 7. I actually use that to straighten my hair. I really love it. It's not like advertised to straighten hair, but it helps me. It keeps it smooth, and it's great for anybody with texture, a little bit of thickness, or anybody with fine hair. It's just all over pretty good product. Now I'm going through with some flat iron curls. I don't always do this, but because she has texture to her hair, I want it to be smooth from root to end without having to totally flatten it or try to get the curl up in there and then smooth at the end. So you'll see how I go up to the root, flatten it all the way through as I smooth it as I turn the flat iron, and then I automatically just use the flat iron to smooth down and straighten the end so she has like that beach wavy look. But anyways, I'll stop talking. You can just see how I do it. I will mention too, when I get to the top, I'm using the flat iron on base, if you guys remember what that is from school, pulling it up and adding the heat right there to add some volume, and then going through and doing my curl. And like I said, I have really naturally curly hair myself with a lot of texture, and I thought about doing a video of me, how I style my hair when I want to have nice sleek curls without it being too flat or have too much frizz. So if you want me to do a tutorial on how I style my hair, will you just comment below, and I will to see how, if that's a wanted video, and I will do that for you.
My head. I need an angel after what you did.
To finish, I use the triple dry and the powder grip. I apply the powder grip in between the sections of hair that I curled because it's still separated how I curled it. just a little bit, not very much. The stuff a little bit goes a long way, and I'm just going to kind of rub it in and massage it through the scalp with my fingers. You can already see all the volume and texture that it adds. And then I just take some of that triple dry because it's a 15 hold. I don't want it to be too sticky, and I don't want it to be too heavy. And I just kind of slightly lift up with my fingers and spray upwards, as you've seen me do. And then there was a couple pieces underneath I didn't want to keep straightened. I kept it bumped under, but I'm going to add some texture to it because I thought it looked kind of weird. But using that triple dry, I can do that and it won't get hard or crunchy. Then I just take either the end of a comb or the end of a rat tail comb and go through and separate the curls. I don't want to take my fingers and run through it because her hair being so fine, and you fine girls know what I'm talking about, it kind of can pull out the curl. And this is first day hair, so it's really soft. It's always better the second day for me anyways, just to go through and touch up the curls. At the very end, after I have the curls pretty much, you know, how loose I want them, I add a little bit of, it's winter time and my hands are always dry, but just like a touch, just a tad drop, smallest drop of oil on my hand, run it through over them so they're not dry when I smooth out her hair. Just add a little bit to the flyaways at the top and then through her ends to kind of add some shine. Here's her end result from different angles. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead, give it a thumbs up below. And if you have not subscribed, please don't forget to hit that little subscribe button down there. It only takes you a second and it helps me keep getting these free videos out to you. Free education, guys. You want me to keep them coming, just go ahead and pound those buttons down there and hit that little bell right there. Will also let you know when I do put more out there. And if you have any requests, go ahead and put that below and in the comment section, and I will have more videos out to you as soon as possible. Thanks. Bye.